One of the greatest mysteries in science is the hard problem of consciousness. How does subjective experience arise from physical matter? How do neurons and electrical impulses create the richness of our inner worlds? Our thoughts, emotions, our memories. Traditional science argues that consciousness is an emergent property of complex brains. But this explanation doesn't answer the fundamental question of how subjective awareness arises from non-conscious matter. Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, once declared, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." In other words, consciousness is not just a byproduct, it's the building block of reality itself. Erwin Schrödinger echoed this idea, suggesting that there is only one universal consciousness, and individual experiences are just fragments of this greater whole. This challenges the notion of separation and supports the idea that we are all part of a universal mind. Could this mean that consciousness is not confined to humans or animals, but is embedded in the universe itself? To explore this, let's look to pantheism and panpsychism. Pantheism argues that the universe itself is divine. It suggests that the cosmos is not just alive, but is consciousness incarnate, God experiencing through existence itself. According to this view, everything is sacred because everything is part of the divine whole. Panpsychism, however, doesn't claim that rocks and stars are self-aware. Instead, it suggests that consciousness exists on a spectrum, from the simplest particles to the complex awareness we experience as humans. This means the building blocks of matter carry a form of proto-consciousness which aggregates to create the conscious beings we recognize. While pantheism sees God in everything, panpsychism sees consciousness in everything. But what if both are pointing to the same truth? To understand how both arguments, pantheism and panpsychism, might be two aspects of the same truth, we must consider the ultimate source of the universe. Before the Big Bang, there was absolute nothingness. But absolute nothingness is paradoxical. It is infinitely negative, always less than anything. Its polar opposite, then, must be infinitely positive, an ultimate source that is infinitely more than anything and everything. Because this infinitely positive source is boundless, it cannot be physical. Physicality is limiting, and anything limited is finite. Instead, this source must be infinite in creative potential, a non-tangible mind-like ultimate first cause. This aligns with pantheism, which sees the universe as the unfolding of this divine source. But it also aligns with panpsychism, which views consciousness as fundamental to this unfolding process. If all this is true, then the universe is not merely dead matter. It is the focusing down of an infinite mind-like source, realizing itself, or a kind of thinking itself into existence through creation. The thinking is the focusing, and the focusing is the manifestation of infinite potential into finite reality. This means the universe is both alive and conscious, not just as a metaphor, but in a very real, mind-like sense. But where do we fit into this grand design? Consciousness is not merely awareness, it is memory. Memory is the foundation of all intelligence. Without memory, there can be no self-awareness, no learning, no growth. If the universe is an unfolding intelligence, then our soul, our individual consciousness, is part of its self-realization. Our experiences, choices, and insights contribute to the universe's expanding awareness. This suggests that our soul is a piece of the universe's infinite potential, a fragment of the divine mind realizing itself through us. And because the ultimate source is infinitely positive, our soul carries infinite potential for transcendence. This aligns with the pantheistic view, that God is both the universe and beyond it, guiding creation from outside of time and space. As Erwin Schrödinger once suggested, the overall number of minds is just one. It is merely partitioned into many. Our consciousness is not separate. It is connected to the universal mind through a working memory, contributing to the self-realization of the infinite source. So what does this mean for us? Well, if the universe is conscious, then we are not just observers, we are participants in its grand design. Our thoughts, actions, and experiences matter because they contribute to the universe's unfolding intelligence or its self-information gathering aliveness. This realization can transform how we see ourselves, not as isolated beings, but as expressions of an infinite creative source. And if the universe is infinitely positive, then our soul is on a journey of infinite potential, contributing to the ultimate purpose of creation itself. Max Planck said it best, "There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together." We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter. This conscious and intelligent mind may be the infinitely positive source from which everything arises, and if this is true, then the universe wants you to exist. Because you are part of its grand design, its infinite potential, its unfolding self-awareness.